Hello, everybody, on another episode of the I'm No Expert podcast. My name is Aaron Peterson. Today we are joined with Mr. Andy Frecka, who's in the process of becoming the proprietors of KELP. Nice to meet you, Mr. Frecka.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Hey, so today we're just going to kind of take a tour of the facility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it.
Welcome to the I'm No Expert, which is kind of the perfect name because when it comes to radio, I'm no expert. So,
well, you do have a media background that we're going to get into, right? For a little bit?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. But as far as figuring out a radio station, this is new. It's fun. It's exciting.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm new to podcasting. You're new to being on the radio.
Yeah,
so we're really going to see how this goes. So,
excellent.
All right, man. So I'll follow you, like I said.
Okay. So, well, first of all, you've seen these amazing paintings.
Right.
Yeah. And,
I've seen these turned into posters too.
Yeah.
I've seen a few different versions of these turned.
So
into
these are the originals.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And, do you know who any of these people are?
Actually, I'm an old head, so I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So tell me who you know.
Let's see. So we have Chuck Smith. I go to Calvary Chapel.
Oh,
so we have Chuck. We have Chuck Smith. We got Billy Graham.
Okay.
You have.
I like how Chuck Smith first. Calvary Chapel.
Yeah, I have to throw that in there. Oh my gosh! Now I am going to be lost on some of these. This is this Dobson or is this?
No.
Who's this?
That's Dobson.
That's Dobson.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I was a little overconfident. I'm maxed out maybe two.
John MacArthur.
Oh my gosh! No, that's not John MacArthur. Are you kidding me?
I'm pretty sure it is.
He's got
so truth be told, I don't know all of them. Actually, yeah. Here's the names of the shows too. So, Grace to You, that is John MacArthur. Insult for Living, that's Chuck Swindoll. James Dobson. J. Vernon McGee. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Okay, so J. Vernon McGee, we play every day.
Okay.
And I have a friend, and I was at a Christmas party, and she's like, I listen to J. Vernon McGee every day. Mm-hmm. I love J. Vernon McGee. he speaks with this really thick Southern drawl.
Right.
But it's actually really engaging.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and so I listen to him every day on KELP. And so I decided I was going to go to one of his conferences and listen to him speak. Cool. So I went online and I looked it up, and I found out he passed away in 1988. So, so we got some old school preachers.
Sure.
But what's fun about particularly him is he'll be talking about something in 1985. And it's like totally applicable to today.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. I mean, I know I've listened to a lot of these. I've listened to a few of these guys. Definitely Chuck Smith and Billy Graham. A few others like that you have right now is Jack Hibbs.
Right.
Some of the local people you have is even Ricky Alcantara from Cross of Grace.
Yeah.
Calvary Chapel, Sun City. You have Terry Gray.
Yeah.
Skip Isaacs out of Albuquerque.
Right.
Too, some of the other people you listen to. So I listen to them. The first thing I told Rachel when she told me that you guys were in the process of taking over responsibility here at KELP, she said, we're going to look at the lineup and everything. I said, well, hey, my mom loves it, so I'm going to tell you right now, try not to change too much.
Well,
and in your interview, you mentioned something about that too, right?
Yeah, it's like we had an open house, and this place was packed. Mm-hmm. I mean, the audience of this station has not changed the dial on their radio in 40 years.
Yeah, I believe it.
And they were like, don't change anything. And I was like, okay. Maybe a couple little things.
Yeah.
We'll get later into some of the changes, but what's really cool is we're able to make some changes, but keep pretty much everything that we already have.
Okay.
Awesome. So that's to build a little bit of intrigue out.
Great. Awesome. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll follow you.
So we'll just walk around. So this is the office I'm using. So the founder of KELP was a man by the name of Arnie McClatchy.
Okay.
Which is a really cool. I'm hoping to actually make a kind of like almost a documentary of his life.
Okay.
Because he started this radio station 40 years ago, but he also before that started the first contemporary Christian music station in America.
Really?
Yeah, he was one of the first people to automate radio stations. He was on the cutting edge for a lot of things.
Wow, that's awesome.
He produced the first Bible Answer Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he did like all these things that was kind of cutting edge, and then he took over, started KELP 40 years ago. So we just celebrated 40 years here at the station.
Okay.
So which is kind of like a good point to kind of start to make this transition
into a new era.
To a new era. So
awesome.
Anyway, this was Arnie's office, and I'm using it now, and then we have a lot of the books by some of the greatest thought leaders of our generation, including my book, Winter Road Journey of Russia Mission.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
We're gonna say, hey man, I'll take a copy. You better believe it.
So
that's awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
And there's Jaden Frecka, not Jaden Ortiz.
There you go.
Ortiz is over here.
Yeah, no, it was funny. The ride over here, we were, I was there saying, hey, who are we going to go talk to? I said, well, it's this guy who's in the process of taking over a radio station here in town to run it. They're like, okay, what kind of radio station? I was like, well, it's a local Christian station. And they were like, they're taking over KELP?
No.
And I was like, no, it's a different type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, like KELP, what they do, they're very good at what they do.
Right. Absolutely.
But what makes KELP a little bit different is, first of all, it's not kelp. A lot of people see it and they're like, kelp. And I'm like, it's not aquatic foliage. It's KELP.
Exactly.
And it's kind of our call sign is a little bit of a flex.
Right. Because
KELP, El Paso.
El Paso, yeah.
Right, yeah. And what does make us different or unique is that we're local. And we really want to build on that. More local voices. KELP is not managed locally.
Right.
And I do believe we're the only English language locally managed Christian radio station.
That's awesome.
And so really the other part of that is the whole world's looking at El Paso right now. You think of all the worldwide events that are going on, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, what else is going on?
Israel, Gaza.
Yeah. China, Taiwan, all of these international pressures. And yet, when you look at world news in other nations, they're talking about what's going on in El Paso, what's going on at the border. Yeah, and all of that is being reported by people from outside this region. And so what's our voice going to be in all of this? And our voice is a church, and what are we here to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway,
absolutely. I love it. That's awesome. Well, no, I'm glad you're settling into your new office here for a little bit, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I find these like old relics, and so I just pull them out, and I love them. I don't even know what this is, but it's like crime news.
Hey, someone somewhere helped report a crime.
We're going to do a Christian version of Cops.
Love that.
Love that. We're gonna find someone with like a crack pipe in the back of their station wagon, and we're going to hand them a gospel tract and pray for them.
I like it. You have a couple of camera people to help you out with that if you decide to go that way. Cool. All right, man. Well, I'll follow you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Stepped out first.
That's a conference room. I don't know if it's really interesting.
Okay.
So this is Tina, our office manager. She was hoping to get on video today.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Hi, Aaron Peterson. I'm from Emmanuel Christian School.
Yes.
We do a podcast, and I think we have met before.
Probably. I used to work there years ago.
Yes, ma'am. I remember. I came in and asked you to help with Aaron Peterson. I came and asked you to help with some sponsorships for a 5K a couple years ago and everything like that. So, well, we're very happy to be back and just kind of see what's the new things that are going to be happening here.
And lots going to be new and happening, so we're very excited to see what the Lord does.
Yes, absolutely. And I was telling Andy, I love a lot of the speakers you have on. My mom loves the station. I know a lot of people that do listen, and so they were hearing announcements about the changes that are going to be coming, and I think they're excited for them for the most part. They absolutely are.
For the most part.
I don't change too much.
It's like don't change at all.
But it's going to be very good.
Anything that God's changing is going to be good.
Absolutely. I know you guys will be prayerful and thoughtful about it, so that's all we can hope for.
Yes.
Very nice seeing you again, man.
Nice to
Thank
see
you
you
very
again.
much. Have a good one.
So I got to show Audie and Jaden this.
Okay.
So
Holy cow.
check this out. So
Do you guys even know what that is?
no, there's way more of that kind of stuff.
All right.
But so one of the new initiatives we're going to start doing is 915 PRAY. Okay. So every day at 9:15, we're going to have a prayer request for the borderland. Okay. Followed by a verse of the day and a praise song of the day.
Cool.
And we don't want to freak anyone out, so the praise song might be, Maranatha, Bill Gaither.
Some of the old Jesus movement probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Type era.
Second chapter of Acts. If anyone knows what I'm talking about.
I know where you're going with it.
So my oldest son Charlie, he produces music.
Yeah.
And I was like, Charlie, for the 915 pray segment we're gonna have every morning at 9:15. I want you to make like an intro. Mm-hmm. So he made me this intro, and we'll be able to pick it up on the mic, right?
Yeah, I think if you hold it right here.
Yeah, let's. So.
I don't know if you want to give it away too early though.
No. Definitely want to give it away. Here we go.
915 P-R-A-Y. If my people who are called by my name, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It's time for the church on the border. Pray. 9:15.
So
I like that. It's contemporary.
Yeah.
I love it.
Contemporary, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So he does this, and I sent him an email with instructions, and the first thing was dial tone. I want a dial tone, and then like we're calling, and he's like, Dad, I'm done, and I go in and I listen to it. I'm like, bruh, that's not a dial tone. He didn't know what a dial tone was. And so here's the dial tone.
Yeah, no, that's
So originally it was a phone ringing. Oh. It was a phone ringing. And I was like, that's a phone ringing. let's go and Google. And
this is what a dial tone sounds like.
So if you don't know, this is what telephones used to be like. And we have them in here. This is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's these phones, and it has the dial tone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what we do is a share-a-thon. That's what this is
that's
for.
what this room is set up for.
So you know what a share-a-thon is?
I do, yeah. People call in, and they usually a lot for donations and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So KELP's share-a-thon is unbelievable. It's 3 days out of the year only, and they don't interrupt regular programming.
Wow.
But we have to have people answering the phones. And since I've been here, I've used a regular phone for the first time in 20 years, literally. I wasn't sure how to use it. Like I was like, can you remind me how to do this?
Do you have to press 9 to dial out?
No.
Okay.
It's just like
you can straight dial out at least. Okay.
They're like, there's a call for you. I'm like, what do I do?
How do I pick up? How do you transfer a phone call on this thing?
So awesome. we have some relics, but they're still working.
Cool. So I'm guessing what's going to happen now is this going to be like the call center for that prayer line?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to figure out how we're going to do it. Probably it'll be more like social media based.
Okay. Cool.
Where people can share their requests on. Probably we're going to do Facebook because that'll be generational friendly.
Definitely
to most
the
of our
demographic.
listeners.
Yeah. It fits.
But people can share their requests, pray for each other, and that kind of thing.
Super exciting. Okay, that's cool.
So
that's cool. Interacting with the community and your listeners.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly. So this is where the share-a-thon goes down.
Very cool.
It's not the most interesting part, but we'll keep going.
Go ahead, sir. After you.
Authorized personnel only.
Need a visitor's badge.
Yeah. This is Keith, our afternoon producer.
How's it going, Keith?
He has a face for radio, doesn't he?
I love that line. That's one of my favorite lines. How's it going, Keith?
How you doing?
My name's Aaron Peterson. I'm from Emmanuel Christian School, and we have a podcast over there. And Andy's the husband of our head of school over there too. And so very nice to meet you, sir. So he's just giving us a tour of the facilities and just telling us a little bit about what's to come and what's going on around here. So
Right.
So I'll show them in here, but maybe follow us just in case I don't know something. Yeah. Cool. All right, so we're going to, we call this the bridge of the Starship Enterprise.
Is this the center of operations?
Yeah, yes. So actually, Keith, I already want him to come in. So the broadcast is in El Paso, 1590 AM.
Right.
95.9 FM.
And you mentioned you have another FM station too, right?
Yes.
Third FM.
And then on top of that, it's in Mesquite, we have a tower.
Oh.
It's 89.3 that goes up through Las Cruces.
Okay, cool.
And so It's actually 2 separate feeds.
Okay.
They're very similar, but there are a couple of little differences that happen.
Okay.
It covers, there is a little bit of broadcast that goes into Juarez as well, but it's not aimed in that direction. And so the potential listening population is over 3 million people. Wow. So that's potential.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we're hoping to get something the kids will understand better up and running soon, an app for the station where anyone who has an internet connection anywhere in the world can be listening to what we're programming.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but if you're watching this right now, preset your radio in your car to 95.9 FM and 1590 AM. All right. And if you're unhappy with the signal, pray to God that He'll help us with that.
And we'll go from there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so there are certain parts of the city where it's better than others.
Absolutely. I
get we're working on that. And you know, it's also science, which is an important part of school. AM is amplitude, FM is frequency.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
There you go.
I've learned so much. So like the AM tower, you have to have at least 3, and then coming out of the tower, about to blow your mind, underground there's 60 copper wires underground going out horizontally in every direction from every AM tower.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so we were warned not to do any farming around the towers.
Yeah, or else you're going to have some major interruptions.
People have done that before. Oh, God. So, yeah. Can you pull it up just so we can see the lineup of programs?
Keith, how many years have you been working here, sir?
10 years.
10 years, yeah?
10 years.
Loved every minute of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get the programs either through satellite or online, FTP. Okay. And what Keith has to do is you have to line it up to the second.
Okay.
You know, so there's usually a 26 or 28 minute preaching program is usually what it is. And then you'll have like a PSA or an ad or whatever in between those programs. And again, we have 3.
How I do it.
Yeah.
See,
Like, see right here, this is the time it's running.
Right.
So 17 minutes.
Right.
10 minutes, that's 27 and a half, 28 and a half, 29 and a half. That comes out to 29 and a half at the top of it. At the bottom half of the hour, you got a 29-minute program with a 1-minute PSA, which comes up to 30 minutes.
Wow. Yeah.
Down to the second.
60 minutes
of programming
in an hour.
Yeah.
And you have to be sure.
No dead air.
Yeah, I was about to say you don't want dead air. You don't want dead air.
Which is why at the end of the hour, we have these at the bottom of the hour. These actually have to be played by FCC rules. These have to be played.
Those are your station identification, right?
Station identification every hour.
Yeah. When I hear sports radio, they always talk about pausing 10 seconds for station identification, and they throw your jingle or your whatever it is out there.
These that we plug in at the bottom of every hour.
Yep.
Just the music.
Right.
So if, let's say here, it comes up to 29 minutes and 32 seconds, and you get 28 seconds of the sweeper between the end and the start of the next hour.
Gotcha. Perfect.
So basically,
but we try not to have great as thy faithfulness go over 15 minutes. We try to keep it under 30 seconds.
We try to keep it down to 15.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. Gotcha.
If we hear it going,
it's a classic. Great as thy faithfulness.
Yes, it is.
It gets to a certain point, and you're like, okay,
it's been on too long. Yeah.
Make sure, like if it says on here, for example, it'll say 10 seconds left, but up here, the time that doesn't match up. Something didn't.
We got to fill something. We got to fill it with something else.
Put something in there real quick, or replay the sweeper again real fast.
Yeah, so Keith is our afternoon producer. We have our morning producer. He's in at 6:30 in the morning. And then we have a weekend producer who's here all weekend because it all has to stay lined up. But it's amazing that we don't have to have someone overnight. That's automation, which didn't used to be the way it was. You had to have someone all the time.
All the time. Somebody manning it 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the Starship Enterprise.
There you go. Awesome. Super cool.
Yeah, thank you, Keith.
Well, thank you, Keith. Appreciate you showing us around. Thank you.
you.
Man, you still got some old school stuff in here,
so,
too.
Jaden, you sit down over here. Yeah, and then you're going to...
You follow back and forth.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a question for Jaden.
Ask something about basketball. Ask me what he thought about basketball season or something like that.
Oh man, what did you learn most about basketball from Benny Frecka?
Well,
you know Benny's going to see this, right? And he's going to be disappointed. All you said is, well?
we improved throughout the season, that's for sure.
We improved throughout.
Yes.
Good answer. That works for any situation.
Good growth.
Yeah. What did Benny learn from you?
I wouldn't say anything, really.
You didn't learn a darn thing.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, well, so this is, of course, the studio. At this point, we only run 3 live shows a week.
Okay.
And they're all on Saturdays.
Okay.
But we're looking to increase that considerably.
Okay.
Particularly for the local issues, prayer needs, just what's going on.
Yeah. Any hints on what you guys might be?
Quite possibly there will be a program called 915 PRAY.
Okay, there you go.
But then on top of that, there might be another show when you're driving home after school called 915 TALK, and maybe I'll host that.
Okay,
so
all right, that's exciting.
Yeah, just tune in. But that's very much in the works.
Okay.
But just having guests from around the city, from all parts of society, just learning.
Any
what's
topic,
going on.
really, nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that the kingdom of God is anywhere where God is king.
Absolutely.
And everything in the world belongs to Him, and it would be super exciting just to learn what's happening in healthcare, what's happening. I don't know if we want to wade into politics, but it would be super interesting.
You're
to
already
find
talking religion. You might as well talk politics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, just getting. People in who are passionate about their vocation,
right.
Learning what they're doing, and then just where faith comes in.
Awesome, super cool, exciting to hear that there's gonna be some new stuff in the lineup.
Yeah.
I like that.
And again, if you're a faithful listener to KELP, don't worry, we're keeping all the main stuff in there. Just relax, because sometimes we get phone calls.
Don't you dare change anything.
Yeah.
I got you.
So anyway, but this is do you know what these are for?
I don't.
Yeah. So I got to tell you this, because I was like, the first time I walked in, I was like, that looks like it's from 1965, right?
I mean,
yeah. And so I talked to. Oh wow.
I wonder if that gets picked up on the mic when you move.
So the purpose, I need to fix that. And so, but the purpose of this is, if you do this, it won't go into the mic.
Interesting. It's just interesting. Wow.
Yeah. Like if you have a guest with a coffee mug and they
put it down or something like that.
It won't mess with the broadcast.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah. So
I thought it would have been a design. I thought it was just like, oh hey, this is cool. Let's throw this on there. That would have been my thought. But that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So anyway.
I do see. Some of the equipment is a little on the older side of things. Are you guys planning on making some upgrades as far as like equipment and stuff?
Prayerfully, yes.
Gotcha.
So. In there, when I first came, I found out that there were some computers working on Windows XP.
Okay.
And when I heard that, I was like, "What's that?" And then I had to be reminded. And then I found out we have a couple computers working on Windows 97. And so, there's very much a need to upgrade a lot of things, but. Kind of most importantly, we need to make sure that the content.
Absolutely, yeah.
The content is the most important thing, and then we'll figure out the technical.
Because you guys have no problem putting out content as it is. So make sure the content's right, and then you can work on putting out content more efficiently.
Yeah,
which is where the technology upgrades come into play.
Exactly.
Wow, for sure,
this is, and then over here, this is where we do our ads. So like if a local business wants to be featured on KELP, we do it in here.
Okay.
And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I think it's super cool when we give a shout out to businesses we believe in, and at the same time, we're probably going to be reducing the number of ads quite a bit.
Okay.
So we're just praying that God will put us in partnership with the right
people?
the right people. Exactly. So whenever we have a new ad, we have our producer come in. He just makes it just right in here, and it's yeah,
cool.
needing some upgrades. But
Well, yeah, but that'll come in time.
yeah. So the last part is the best part. This is our station museum.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh boy. Wow. I'm gonna get out of the way here. You know what? I think that equipment is great. What you guys have in there right now. Wow.
So got a soundboard here, and then Adi, what's this right here?
Like looks like one of those old film things that come out.
It does look like that. That's not what it is, though.
You can probably hardly tell us what it is, honestly.
So I'm making fun of you. I don't actually know what it is, but it's not for film.
Yeah.
No, it's a reel-to-reel for audio.
Okay.
And so we even have we even have a bunch of stuff that goes on there.
Oh my gosh! That you can play back and
Yeah.
use. And
We actually have in there. I didn't put it out, but we have a whole filing cabinet full of CDs that are sound effects.
Wow! You had to load every sound effect. You wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
So, but we
Wow.
still have it. As you can see, we're just real careful with what we have, and we don't throw it out ever. Check that out. If anyone's praying for something like this, just come by the station. We'll be happy to bless you.
You can have it. You can have it. Incredible.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the station.
Hey,
that's what there is to
I'm
it.
super excited to see it. I'm gonna have to come back. I don't know if we'll bring everybody, but I'll have to come back and we'll look at the upgrades you've done.
We're coming
and everything.
back. These
We'll
guys
bring
will
it back.
come back,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll bring
Yeah.
you guys back. You
Yes,
guys
they're
get
looking forward to it.
You guys get to get out of school another day. All right, you guys happy about that? Yeah, you see, look at that. All right, well, hey, thanks, man. Thank you for having us, and we'll go sit down. We'll have another conversation here, a little bit about what's, a little bit more details and everything. And get to
Perfect.
know you a little bit more.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, thanks,
Yeah.
Andy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.